Yo, what is up? I have been on the hunt for a snare drum for my kit. I just got my dream kit. It is the Sonar Designer series from the 90s. Honestly, I reckon this is my favorite kit out of every kit that I've seen, just in terms of looks. So super excited to have it. But it didn't come with a snare, so I'm on the hunt for a snare. Anyway, I was on the website of one of our music stores in New Zealand and checking through the clearance section, because who doesn't love a good deal? And I came across this marching snare. Now, if you guys are fans of marching snares, let me be honest, I don't know anything about marching or marching snares. In New Zealand, marching isn't like a big thing, which I'm guessing is why they have them on clearance. But a couple of things really interested me about the snare, right? It has, it's free floating, and like the cheapest free floating snare that I can find, just like normal snare, begins at like $500 or $600 New Zealand, and this one is down from 1800 to 550. So I'm like, that is a sweet deal. The depth is like a more traditional style depth for a normal snare. So normal snares, might go up to 14x8. This is 14x9, so that's pretty close to that. In my mind, I'm thinking, what's it gonna sound like if I use it in my kit as is? Can I put like normal drum heads on it? Can I put normal snare heads on it? Can you put normal snare wires on it? I have no idea. The other thing which is cool about the snare is that it reminds me of these Sonar snares, which are called the Horse Link era, like signature series. They have this cool dual strainer set up on the bottom. They have the 8-inch depth, but the like dual strainer on the bottom helps with this responsiveness, the articulation, and so this snare has something quite similar. And so I'm really curious to see what it's like. The Horse Link era snares, man, I'd be so keen to get one. If you're selling one of those as well, let me know. So I'm gonna place the order. If you're watching this, you love marching, I apologize that I don't know anything about what it's gonna be like. You're probably like, there's absolutely no way this is gonna work. But hey, I'm curious. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh. Dude, this thing is so cool. Check this out. So this is the, oh, this thing is heavy. 8.5 kgs. I don't know what that is in pounds. Yeah, this is the strainer. Like, check that out. It has the two like damping pads, and looks very cool. The whole bottom here, as you can kind of see, if my light's a little bit distracting there, but the whole bottom bit has these reinforcement rings to cover the whole bottom. It looks like the top, and again, this is probably, I don't know, typical of all marching snares, I don't know. Top, if you can see past those lights there, has this like metal reinforcement, so it's not like a fully wooden snare. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what it's going to sound like. Let's put it on this kit and see how we go. So yeah, this is the Tama marching snare that I got. This thing is a beast. So yeah, what I had before was this pearl piccolo snare. I bought the snare with a Pearl Masters kit. I ended up selling the kit and the snare, but I ended up buying the snare back because it matched with the rest of this kit. Listen, I have no idea if this is even gonna fit on a snare stand, like a normal snare stand. Dude, this thing is so tall. That's it. Yeah, the thing is, like, I used to have an electric kit, and for the snare setting, I used to put it on a marching snare because it just had like this cool pop, similar to like a piccolo does, I reckon. Dude, this is the sweet setup with the marching snare. That's the sweet snare up. That's the sweet snare up.
That is so high. That is a lot higher than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. So, just for your comparison, that is the piccolo. That's what the piccolo sounds like. That is a lot higher. As you can see, it doesn't have like that ring. It doesn't have the same snare wire ring. The edge has like a nice ring to it. Center's definitely like more focused. Cross stick is nice. Let's have a play with the snare wires and see just what we can do. The mutes were all the way up. I'm really interested by how loud it is. I mean, it makes sense, right? That's the whole purpose of marching snare, is that you can hear it. That never occurred to me, but it is definitely a lot louder than like a normal snare. This thing is cool, man. You can just pull it out like that and the strainer comes out. That is so cool. And I don't know if you can see that, but those are like the dampeners, which if you twist, they move up and down. I can't tell which way I'm going. So that is with the wires loose. Then you can hear the wires come back in when I tighten it. But if you go too much, it gets choked again. So I think that's like the sweet spot. Let's see if that makes any difference. Definitely has like a bit more of a pop there. Cool, so I've just taken all the screws off and I want to show you what it looks like on the... Cool, so this is the head. Yeah, just feeling this head, it's like pretty thick. So it definitely feels different than a normal snare head. And then yeah, this is the bearing edge on a marching snare. So as you can see, you've got your different layers. It's not all wood, it's not all maple in here. This is like a full maple shell. But up the top, it is connected to steel, I'm guessing, some kind of metal. Up the top, that bearing edge is, it's like it does have like a bit of a corner, but it is mainly round, which surprises me. It surprises me. It is mainly round. It does have like a dip in there, but it's not like your typical snare drum bearing edge, which has like a a 45-degree cut. And I know rounded snares, you know, snares with a more rounded bearing edge typically give like a more vintagey sound. But man, this thing is solid. And the free floating, it's so cool to see that there's no like screws or anything in there. Very cool. But yeah, let's put the new head on and we'll see what it's like. Yo, I actually think this is gonna work. So this is a Remo Diplomat fiber skin head. So, sounds a little bit better, but maybe we can just crank that up a little bit, see if those overtones disappear. Very cool. So, yeah, does it sound better? One of my questions was, can I put like normal snare wires in there? I don't know if I can. I have to take some screws off. But we'll put this on first and then we'll see what it sounds like. Oh, perfect. We got a Remo ring here. That's way better. So, does it work as a free floating snare? Yeah, sounds half decent. I mean, $500 in US, that's what, like 300. So to get a brand new free floating snare, maple, high quality rims, high cool like strainer thing, pretty unique to see on a drum kit for that price. Yeah, that's mean. Am I going to keep it? I'm definitely going to wait to get my designer snare. But in the meantime, yo, this is sweet. So I might crank it a little bit higher to match that piccolo snare. I've got another head, the EC2, to match these bad boys that I'll chuck on just to see what it sounds like. But yeah, it worked out. See you on the next one.